don't have to have a major life change to make an attitude adjustment. At any moment, you can choose. Who are you going to be? You get to choose to play to win or play to avoid losing. Are you going to settle for having a small, middle-of-the-road company, or are you aiming for the first in the field? But you must practice playing to win by taking risks and doing what inspires you, even if it pisses other people off. How the f*** did I get here? If you've had any success, whether being promoted on the job or in your own business venture, I'm betting you've had a WTF moment of your own. That moment when the impossible becomes true in your underdog story. You do what you want, believe in it, stand for it, no matter what other people think. It's a success mindset strategy that amplifies your approach to life altogether. You need to know how to play to win, not avoid losing. Be bold, be different, be willing to not be liked. Live for a purpose bigger than you. Reciting your underdog story over and over again in your head while following the plans and expectations of other people is an act of insanity. If you're tired of not having the exact life you want and deserve, then you must change it by making your own map. I keep repeating this so it sticks in your head. I hit an emotional breaking point. I was sick of being denied what I wanted in life. The story I'd been telling myself for years was that I could never get what I really wanted and I didn't qualify. Well, that story finally got old. So I drew my own damn line and started to walk across it. Everything must change. I'm on a mission now. I can't fail. Game on. My mantra now is every day's a playoff game. Where are you going? What's your why? And most importantly, who other than you is it for? Everything is easier when you live for a cause, something greater than yourself. You'll blow yourself away with where you get to in life when you do this. When you live for any mission greater than yourself, when your purpose is for other people, here's what happens. You work much harder. You achieve greater outcomes faster because you're working much harder. You feel inspired, alive, and energized. You tap into a level performance that you didn't know existed. You drop your own petty reasons for not having what you want. You drop your shit excuses. And I get a lot of questions from entrepreneurs starting out who think the wrong way about success. I just want to be rich. How do I become a multimillionaire like you, Jason? That is the wrong question, and it's coming from the wrong mindset. Think that way, and it might make you rich, but it won't get you to fulfillment. You must think bigger. The question to ask here is, how are you going to change the world? Can you create a successful business that also makes the world a better place? People struggle with the make your own map principle when they don't have an exciting destination they want to get to. It doesn't have to be an objectively big goal, but it does have to be bigger than you. You'll know you've landed on the right something by how it feels. Think of when you get excited because you're driving to the airport for a trip, a sports game to see your favorite team play, or out on a date. You feel like you just can't get there soon enough. You're energized. All you can think about is what's to come. That's the kind of feeling you want when you consider the destination you're heading toward or the company you want to create. Playing to win, not avoid losing, might look different from one person to the next. It might be changing careers and going back to school when you're 40. It might look like starting a dream business and building it in the evenings while you earn a paycheck at a job that you hate until you can quit. It might look like picking up the phone to call a person you think is way more successful than you. Whatever it is, playing to win is making sure you're cool with the route you're on. Do you want a life that is safe, where you settle and is mediocre? Or do you want a life where you play full out, 100%, even when you're scared? While you might have more moments of fear on the map you're making, you'll be way more fulfilled if you set out with this mindset. Be bold, be different, be willing to not be liked. Since your map has an expression of you, your journey should be as unique as your DNA. Living by the make your own map principle means you must be willing to do the opposite of what others around you are doing, which also means not being liked by everyone. You might make people angry. You might look like a fool. You might make a mistake, but you'll learn what you're made of. You'll also see how much more people respect you. Plus, you'll be way happier because you're living life on your terms. So how do you override the discomfort of being bold? Know what you stand for and take bold actions from your place of truth. Not being liked is only tough for a person when they are not secure about who they are. There's no elevator in life. You've got to take the stairs. The little wins add up through sometimes you barely notice them. Look closely. Zoom into your now moment and track your micrometrics to motivate yourself to keep going. Don't let the way you feel dictate what you do. You will get there. Take the steps one at a time and don't be greedy. The elevator might be faster in the short term, but in the long term, you'll just screw yourself out of success. Building anything that's worthwhile takes time. It might be building a business, getting a college degree, or raising a human until they are self-sufficient. Like watching the grass grow, it might seem like today is no different than yesterday, but it is. You've learned something or you've moved a little closer every single day. If you cheat the system, rush the process, or otherwise try to progress faster, it'll never work. Sure, you might snag short-term wins, but you'll miss out on the skills you need to develop. This approach is about integrity and the value of putting in the work. There's value to following a tried and true process in life, even if the results are slow. It's normal to be tempted to rush, but there is a step-by-step process to everything you do. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Stick to the stairs. I see it all the time among entrepreneurs, people in relationships, even my sales reps. They say, I'm not seeing the results fast enough, and they quit way too soon because they feel like shit. We all have bad months, bad weeks, bad days. It happens. Nothing is ever a smooth climb. The plan is to strive for perfection, but don't get caught up in one massive metric you're trying to get to. It's not going to happen overnight. If you're trying to lose 50 pounds, it's not smart to focus on that number if it's only week 1 of a new regimen. Instead, focus on losing 2 pounds week by week. Slow gains matter. The there's no elevator in life, you've got to take the stairs principle reminds you to be patient and keep moving forward bit by bit. There's value in the process. Don't get ahead of yourself like the hare. Be the tortoise. Choose slow and steady. Never be held hostage. Do you feel like a victim? Are you doing that to yourself? You must be strategic in life. You must think ahead and build structures around you so you never get stuck in a situation where you can't do what you want to do. No one ever has the power over anyone. You need to be smart. You must systemize, skill up, and stand in your values so you don't get in any situation where you are held hostage. It takes courage, and it might take time. When you apply this principle, don't expect overnight success. Sometimes it will get uglier before it gets better. Just put your head down and grind out from that place. Keep operating from your core values and beliefs. Trust yourself. You will always get what you want if you stand firm in what you believe in. My values have always guided me to do the right thing. Your intuition will tell you what feels right and what doesn't. Listen to that inner voice. You have an internal compass that's unique to you, and you need to follow it. When you don't know what to do, fall back on your values, and it will become clear what to do next. Let your values guide you, and you will always make the right choices. It doesn't mean you will avoid mistakes, but it does mean the major decisions you make will mostly be the right ones. When I say systemize, I mean building safety nets and structures around you that protect you and other people. If you run a business, you should be able to fire a worker who shows up late to appointments without the business failing. In personal relationships, everyone should have the financial resources to walk out of a bad relationship so that any party can leave without serious repercussions. Systemizing means building safety structures for yourself that can keep you from being held hostage by your circumstances. Skill up. When you skill up, you are focused on always being the best you can be by learning and getting better. Let's say your boss is a jerk one too many times, and your company's work culture is causing you serious mental distress. It's your responsibility to train yourself, protect yourself with skills and knowledge. Don't get complacent. You have enough skill and resources, you can walk out at any time and find another job instead of feeling stuck. Stick to your values. Rely on what you believe in. Make decisions using your moral compass. You always know what is right for you. If you're compromising what you believe in, you will feel it instantly. When you honor your personal values, you can't fail no matter what. I firmly believe that if you ground yourself in what you know to be true and you let what feels right guide you, you can never go wrong in any situation. Scared money don't make money. You can play it safe in life or play it full out. I've done both. I played it safe for a long time. Then one day when I had to risk everything, I won more than I ever had before. I became unstoppable. The level of risk determines the level of reward. And there was nothing I couldn't achieve because I bet it all. It wasn't because of what I bet, but because my attitude changed, losing wasn't an option. Scared money don't make money. Means you've got to plan and go all in. Throw away the safety net. Take out all the excuses with the trash and go balls to the wall all out. Like your life depends on it, Because it does. Bet it all. There is no other way to live. Bet it all on yourself. Turn failure into fuel. Failure is a signal for you to learn a new behavior and seek out people who are great at what you're not so you can course correct. As I've gotten better at handling failure, I've learned how to use it as fuel. Success without failure is rare. You can live a risk-averse life, but it won't get you far. Failure is our ultimate education. Embrace it. Understand that it has nothing to do with how worthy you are. Treat failure as a performance metric. Take the emotion out of it. Fail, learn, recalibrate, repeat. Failure is an opportunity. Many of us are conditioned to believe from childhood that if you fail, you've screwed up and you're a bad kid. But you need failure to get success. To embrace failure, you must stop seeing it as an obstacle and start relating to it as a gift or an opportunity. If you don't fail, you can't get better at anything. When failure shows up, it's an opportunity to examine what happened, look for ways to avoid that hang-up next time, and put processes in place to turn it around, improve, and win. If you're not failing, you're getting complacent. The turn failure into fuel principle reminds you to separate the failure from these negative emotions by seeing it as useful to getting to success. Failure is no more than a performance metric or a measurement of your progress. Focus forward. When people can't let go of the past, I tell them, your eyes are in the front of your head, so focus forward. What I mean by that is it's a waste of time to suffer over what has happened in the past. When you focus on the past, you're not concentrating on the future. Said another way, you can't drive very fast if you're constantly looking in your mirrors. If you're not careful, you'll drive your ass off the road. In the heat of the moment, I forget this little pearl of wisdom too. I must remind myself that being mad or overly focused on a loss in the past takes your energy away from the present. Deal with the situation, then move on. Keep your eyes on the achievement you're after. When it comes to any goal you want to achieve, make sure you're always stretching a little more. That's the key to staying at the top of your game at anything. That means you should be failing. If you're not challenging yourself enough. If you find yourself at the top, look for other people to stretch toward. Stay in the performance sweet spot by always setting higher personal KPIs, key performance indicators. If you're failing, it's a good thing. Just make sure you bounce back. It's not about you and your worth. It's a measurement of your performance and an indicator that you're growing. Love your haters. Everyone has people who don't like them. It doesn't matter what your station in life is, but you can't let the haters stop you. Instead, embrace what they say and use it as fuel. The best way to show the haters not to hate is to stay in your lane and succeed. When you win, they'll question their views. They might even join your team. Don't get caught up in the negativity. Focus on your own success and teach everyone around you to do the same. The best way to prove the haters who you are and who they can be is to show them. Haters can be used as a motivator to get into action. Use them to push yourself harder. Don't operate from the mentality that you're better than them, but show them what you're made of. Show them what could be possible for them if they dropped their mockery and focused on themselves. In other words, the way to deal with haters is to focus on your own success. Since you have haters no matter what, it's important to learn how to deal with it all. Here's how. Step 1, embrace haters as part of life. Step 2, celebrate. Haters will show you what's great about you and what you need to change. They keep you living big. Step 3, while they are worried about you growing every day, you just worry about your growth. They chase you while you chase success. Put on a show for them, let them watch. Do you see people? Relationships take work. We're all guilty of not putting in effort sometimes. We move too fast. We get caught up in our own agendas and the details of life. We forget to really see people. We spend time with them, but sometimes we aren't there with them. I'm guilty of this too. In the end, people just want to feel valued. No matter how much money they make, no matter what their background is, no matter where they live, we are all desperate to be seen. So when you're with another person and you are fully there, it's a damn gift. Be all in when you're with family, friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and strangers even. I found you get more than one gift back. It's more like a truckload. Team out. When I was younger, I got results by grinding through what had to be done. No problem was too big. No obstacle was too great. I would just work harder, just grind through and do whatever it took to get past the problem. My approach has changed. I still grind and I always will. but I also place serious value on relationships. You can work hard by yourself and grind it solo just to get it done. But if you develop great relationships with people you can team up with along the way, you will stoke your business success massively. Small steps to big dreams. I was taking the stairs. I had big aspirations for the company, but I was always focused on the play-by-play. Big dreams are important, but if you get too caught up in the future, you can easily get off track. It can become overwhelming. Focus on the play-by-play. Remember, each moment adds to the next. Each step leads to where you want to go. Achieve small milestones toward the goal. Then one day, you'll be there, living your dream life, and it's better than you've ever imagined. It amazes me what dreams can be achieved when you focus on the play-by-play. I didn't set out in business thinking, one day I'll be a billionaire, and I'll become friends with Barry Sanders and other NFLers, and we'll eat burgers at my place and spend my birthday in Turks. It wasn't imaginable for me. I had small goals. I wanted to open an office. I want to grow it and add sales reps a few at a time. I kept setting those kinds of small goals. If you stay in the moment, focus on small wins, you will continue to get closer to your big dream goals. Too many people put way too much pressure on themselves by aiming way too high. Then it freaks them out and becomes unattainable. Massive goals are great for motivation, but you've got to chunk it down. Stay the course and focus on the small milestones. Incremental progress is the way.